ever wanted to start your own private rental company? Our next guest says you don't need a third-party hosting platform to do so. Joining us now is Mike the businessman. He's the CEO of MTB Car Rental Academy. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Jessica. It's a pleasure.
Yes, wonderful. So let's get into it, because a lot of us know about car rental platforms like Turo, especially. There's another one, Getaround.
HyreCar. Yep.
So what is the difference? Talk to us about the difference between using that as opposed to doing a private rental company.
Right, and so just like you said, those platforms are like middlemen, right? So they connect the host with renters, potential renters, but they do that in exchange for a commission, up to 40%. Okay, so I like keeping 100% of my money. So I rent directly to customers, just like how your Avis, your Enterprise, your Hertz does, right? So pretty much we market directly to the customer and we transact directly with them, no middleman involved.
Yeah, now if somebody is looking to do something like this, where do they start? What's ground zero for someone?
Right, and I always tell people, like, you can start where you're at. Even if you have 0 cars, 0 cash, 0 credit, you can start where you're at. The first step is, let's form your car rental company the right way the first time. So go create an LLC. Once you've created your LLC, now you can start the process of getting your vehicles under your business name. That's the right way to do it. And then we can start to learn how to do the business using platforms like Turo. Once you get comfortable with people scratching up your car, smoking in your vehicle, and you're not emotionally attached, then make the transition to renting directly to customer.
Ah, that's a great point. Yeah. So you're almost using those platforms as you're easing your way into it.
There you go. The training wheels phase is what we call it.
Gotcha,
yes,
gotcha. Okay. And so as far as credit, is there, what should someone's credit look like if they're like, okay, I want to start a business, but it ain't looking too good?
Gotcha. So ideally, you want to have a credit score of at least 680 plus. That way you're able to qualify easier for the financing. You could do what they call a personal guarantee on the loans when you're doing the business loans, and then you're able to get your vehicles. However, if your credit isn't where it should be, we can act different ways you can get started without even needing to have any credit. So you can start off as what they call a broker. So say your mom's credit is perfect, or say your sister or your family member has good credit, leverage their card, leverage their credit, and get started. So you come with the knowledge, you use their credit and their cards to get started. That's one way. Or another way is build up your business credit. Okay, you can actually get your LLC, build up your business credit score, and then go apply to get vehicles that way.
Wow, great advice. Thank you for that. That's wonderful insight. And so for your business specifically, you have exotic, luxury, but you also have other different types of makes and models. Let's talk about some of the niches in that. Like if somebody's like, well, I only want to do exotic, or if someone's like, I want to do, the Toyota Corollas and the Camrys.
There you go. And guess what? Those make a lot of money too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can start at different niches, like you said, right? You could do the economy cars, and I like that because it's more passive and it's attainable. Anybody can go get a cheap economy car for $5,000 and put it to work, right? So you can start that way. You can get into the luxury or exotic niche. I like that because it's premium prices. It attracts premium customers also. You make a whole lot more doing that. People get into renting cargo vans out, slingshots. There's so many different niches in this business.
Wonderful. So we were talking a little bit about the process, and my gears are moving, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, from point A to point B, you gave us some really great insight, but what about if it comes down to buying the car itself?
Right.
How does someone go through that process if it's that secondary car?
There you go, right. So the biggest mistake people make is they go rush and they go buy all these cars under their personal credit. So that's where you don't want to do that, because there's something called a debt to income ratio. If you have too many cars on your personal credit, the banks will stop lending money to you because you owe way more than you make. All right, so once you have your LLC, you want to put these under your business, and there's several banks that'll do that for you. Bank of America is one of them, right? So start off that way, and then that's the easiest way to segue. I always tell people also, don't let the dealership run your credit. Okay, go get your financing first from like a local credit union or your bank, your preferred bank, and then take your approval in hand to the dealership, because the dealerships tend to run your credit up and put a bunch of inquiries on there. You don't want that.
Absolutely. And you mentioned something earlier about someone getting used to the dents, the dings, the normal wear and tear of other people driving the car.
Exactly.
So how do you go about ensuring your asset in that as that vehicle to make sure that's protected?
Good question. So I have a risk management background, so I did that in corporate America. So I'm very big on like either finding ways to either avoid risk, transfer risk, or completely like reduce the risk. So we have processes we put in place, right? So Perfect example, we charge security deposits. So if you smoke in the car, you know, we will take it off from the security deposit so we can clean that up. You ding the car, and then also there's commercial insurance policies out there that we use that can cover us in case something was to happen with the vehicle.
Wonderful. Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Wonderful advice and insight for someone looking to do something like that. To learn more about MTB Car Rental Academy and to connect with Mike, find him on Instagram. That's at Mike_the Businessman.